Work-life balance is a lie, and I didn't fully realize it until my heart told me to stop. And not metaphorically, literally. Hi, I'm Maria Hvorostovsky, host of Anatomy of a Leader podcast, which, if you've noticed, has been on hold for a little while. The truth is, I've been quietly rebuilding and reinventing everything behind the scenes. My career, my health, my rhythm of working, because something just wasn't working anymore. This brings me to the work-life balance myth. This little phrase implies that work is the opposite of life, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Not all work is work, not all of life is life. Let me explain. Take the average working mother. Globally, she spends 2 to 3 hours per day on household chores and caregiving. You're telling me that once she clocks off, it's suddenly not work to clean toilets, do grocery shopping, book dentist appointments, or make packed lunches? Let's be real, not all of work is the same, and not all of life is equal either. Tell me I'm wrong, but isn't networking at a golf course a lot more relaxing than toiling at a pitch deck at 2 a.m? So no, the opposite of work isn't life. The opposite of work is rest. And here is what I mean. Stressful, restless work that's pitching to a hostile client or receiving feedback from a micromanager boss, spending hours organizing how to juggle your 6 concurrent projects that compete for priority, or sitting through back-to-back Zoom meetings at the office where nothing actually gets done or resolved. And restless life, that's digging through laundry on a Monday morning to find a school uniform because the weekend was spent chasing a repairman to fix the washing machine. It's toddler meltdowns at the nursery gates just before an update call with your demanding boss. It's being on hold with your mobile phone provider because they overcharged you again. It's carrying the invisible, restless mental load of your entire family. Appointments, birthdays, groceries, the guilt. And then on the flip side, restful work, that's blocking out a few quiet hours to build a pitch deck that finally makes sense, where the numbers flow, the message lands, and you're proud to send it. It's reviewing a customer journey with your team and clearly seeing where people drop off and knowing exactly how to fix it. It's rewiring a landing page headline 17 times until you finally hit the right emotional tone. It's shaping a proposal or investor pitch and thinking, that could actually work. It's deep work, not delegating, not managing, not reacting, just doing the thing that you're actually good at. The kind of work that makes you lose track of time. The kind that reminds you why you chose this career in the first place. And restful life, well, I think we all know what that looks like. And for me, it's reading a book uninterrupted for hours, with nowhere to rush to after. It's dancing in the kitchen with your kids because for once you slept through the night. It's journaling because you feel creative, not because you're offloading trauma. And it's lying on the floor and letting your dog climb all over you. And maybe it's also cooking dinner with jazz on, or not cooking at all because someone else has offered. So maybe the real question isn't, do you have work-life balance? It's, do you have enough rest in both? Because if your life is just more unpaid labor and invisible stress, and your work is constant logistics, pointless meetings, and urgency without flow, then you're not living. You're just basically surviving. All work is equal, but some is more equal than others. Someone gets praise, pay, and status. Other work, like caregiving, cleaning, holding everyone's emotions, gets taken for granted. Yes, work and life can be hard. And by doing hard things, we grow, we learn, we shape a better world. But without rest in both work and life, we break. Burnout doesn't come from doing hard things. It comes from doing them without pause. Like inhaling and exhaling, we need both to survive. True balance isn't splitting time between two extremes. It's finding moments of exhale in both work and life. That's what keeps us whole. That's what sustains us. And ironically, that's what makes us more productive, for want of a better word, over time. Since I've started to take my health and rest seriously, I began to pay more attention to what my body was actually telling me. And what I noticed was that rest didn't always feel restful. So I don't know if you're feeling like that too. Something was off. It was like my heart was whispering, something's not working. I started to get palpitations at rest after exercise to the point where I felt that I could pass out. I went to check it out, and it turns out that I have something called mitral valve prolapse, or MVP. It's a heart condition where one of the valves in your heart, the mitral valve, doesn't close properly. And instead of closing tightly, it bulges or prolapses back into the upper chambers of the heart during a heartbeat. And this can cause blood to leak backwards, known as mitral regurgitation. It's fairly common, especially among women, and about 2 to 3% of the population is affected. But women are diagnosed more often and may also share another trait, which is hypermobility. There's actually a growing body of research linking mitral valve prolapse with connective tissue differences, particularly in women with joint hypermobility. But apart from that, for many people, mitral valve prolapse is on the whole harmless. But in my case, to preserve my heart function long term, I do need preventative valve repair surgery. And I've been thinking, maybe my body's been trying to get my attention for years, and I just kept pushing through like so many of us do. Maybe what I thought was anxiety was actually the heart not pumping properly. But the difference is that this time I slowed down and I listened. And that's why you haven't heard from me for a while. I've been literally processing what's been going on and taking time to reflect on things. And it's so cliched, but my heart literally made me make some big changes in my life. And that's the reason why I'm closing HVO Search, a recruitment firm that I've been building for 13 years. But I'm building something new, something that brings together everything I've learned over the past 2 decades. I'm turning Anatomy of a Leader, which is this podcast, into something much bigger than a podcast. And it now stands on 3 pillars: hire a leader, inspire a leader, and be a leader. So hire a leader is the most familiar. It's recruitment, executive search, hiring. It's what I've spent the last 20 years mastering. But the difference is that I don't want to do this alone anymore. And I'm looking for a partner, whether it's a solo operator who wants to join forces or an established company that wants to tap into the network, experience, and personal brand that I've built over the years. I've always believed that search is all about people. It's not just placements. It was never transactional for me. So integrity, genuine care have always been at the core, at the heart of everything that I've done. And so if that resonates with you, then let's talk. Inspire a Leader is about bringing my network together. So that's curating events like I've done in the past, speaking, which I'd love to do more of, hosting workshops. So if you'd like for me to speak at your event, curate a panel, or run a session for your team, reach out. I'm making space of more of that in September, October going forward. And then be a leader. And this is where it's the closest to my heart. It's still unfolding. It's going to be a series of online courses that I'll be launching. But to kick things off, I've created something simple, something personal. I've been working on this quietly for the past few years. At first, it was just for me, a way to make sense of what was going on inside of me. Not just something to help me plan my day, but something deeper. A tool to help me map the full anatomy of my inner world, my energy, my focus, my emotions. It's helped me to tune into the wisdom of my body, to find direction that feels right, to make clearer decisions, set boundaries that stick, and all from the inside out. So that's how Anatomy of a Leader Diary was born. And I'd love to share that with you because I know what it feels like to work hard, achieve success on paper, and still feel like something's missing, like you're meant for more energy, more impact, more life. I was tired of planners that only focused on ticking boxes and hitting deadlines. And this one's different. It's not about forcing yourself into someone else's system. It's about tuning in to your body, your emotions, your energy, and the patterns that already hold the answers that you're searching for. It is for people who are reinventing their careers, who want more meaning, more purpose, more you, not just more tasks. It helps you notice what drives you, what drains you, and what's asking to be heard. It's not rigid, it's reflective, it keeps you accountable to yourself, not just to your goals. Burnout doesn't come from working hard in work or in life. It comes from getting the chance to rest, to recover, from being stuck in emotions and situations you haven't had time or maybe space to process. And that's the difference between working hard on things and living in constant strain. This diary isn't just a planner. It's a way to build activities that energize and inspire you in both your work and life. To notice what's working and what's not, and what your body's been trying to tell you before it forces you to stop, so you can course correct without breaking down. If you're ready to stop waiting for clarity and start listening to what's already inside you, you can pre-order it now via my Stan store. The link is in the description. Since I started tracking what my body's been telling me, I finally began to listen. And lately, it has been telling me to slow down. That's also why I've decided to pause the Anatomy of a Leader live event I've been dreaming and telling you about. And now I know more than ever that I need to do it. But with my surgery coming up in June, I am giving myself permission to put it on hold for now. And funnily enough, I've just finished reading Slow Productivity by Cal Newport, a book that challenges our obsession with doing more and offers something deeper instead. Do fewer things, work at a natural pace, obsess over quality. And his message couldn't have come at a better time. These 3 principles felt like permission to run my business and life in a way that actually honors my biology, not just my ambition. So here's how I'm applying it. Do fewer things. So right now I'm focusing on just a few things. The diary, this podcast. Finding sponsors and partners has started, and I know it's a bit of a slow burn, so I'll work on being patient. The second part is work at a natural pace. And my heart quite literally sets the pace. And during recovery, I'll be reading, reflecting, and releasing episodes when I can, not when I should. Weekly episodes were never truly sustainable for an independent team of our size, especially when I was running a full-time executive search firm in parallel. And that might mean episodes every other week and none during school breaks. I think that's important. And yes, we are not Stephen Bartlett. We don't have a huge team or the budget to test and pivot endlessly. It's just me and my husband, Felipe, producing the show from our home studio. So instead of trying to out-content everyone, I'm leaning into what makes me human. Living life, connecting with people, being kind to my biological body. And then the third thing, which is obsess over quality. Felipe, my husband, he does all of the visual, sound, and behind-the-scenes magic for the show. And instead of rushing to keep up with trends or content demands, we're focused on making each episode really good, thoughtful, honest, worth your time. He recently created a custom trailer for the comedian Bill Bailey for his theatre show Thoughtifier, where he's used AI to create these really elaborate, very theatrical, epic storytelling trailers. So if you're curious, I'll link it in the description, so check it out. And this reminded me that quality comes with care, not from scale. So I'm taking Cal's advice. I'm working with the seasons of my life. When our kids are off school, I want to make sure that I'm fully present in family mode, which means stepping away from direct output and giving my brain space to reset. It's not exactly rest, but it's a different kind of energy, and that still matters because that's what my biological body needs. That's what real leadership looks like. So if this podcast has meant anything to you and you found value in it, there are a few ways you can support. You can pre-order the diary. It's going to be beautiful, meaningful, and very, very proud of what I'm creating. You can buy me a coffee. Literally, there's a link in the description. You can share this episode and subscribe or follow wherever you're listening. Most of all, I'd love your input. I want to co-create the show with you. So please tell me, what's keeping you stuck in your career right now? What leadership challenges are you facing? What do you want me to dig into, or who should I interview next? DM or comment below and I'll make episode based on what you actually need. If I'm honest, I am scared about the surgery, but I'm also excited about what's coming next. It's forced me to ask myself, what do I really want this life to be about? And the answer, I want to feel more connected. I want to find and speak to and help people who create meaningful work, who figure out how to align their strengths and values to what they're doing in their work and careers in their life. I want to help people to figure out their superpowers. And I keep coming back to this question. In the age of AI, how do we work and live like humans? How do we stay focused on what actually matters? How do we bring our best selves to lead and to live? Because we're not machines, we're human. We breathe, we inhale, we exhale, we work and we rest, we live and we lead. This is Anatomy of a Leader. Thank you for being here.